Hi friends, it's Peggy Noe from PrettyPaperCards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and Ellie and I are here today for our Facebook Live. We're going to do a fun spring card because spring is just blossoming all over. Even though most of us have to stay in our homes, hi Donna. We're just having a good time stamping, and I want you to have a good time stamping too. Ellie's watching out the window, you can tell. So let's just get started making our spring cards. And I hope you're doing well. Leave me a comment over on the side, Donna, and let me know how you're doing today. Donna just got back from being on a cruise out in the ocean, and she got back safely, and she's home under quarantine. So we all are praying for Donna and hoping that she's doing okay. I'm going to see if I can see you here on my computer. And please leave a comment over to the right. So, well, it's on the right on me, on my side. If you click on your screen and you go over to the right, Donna, still feeling good. I'm so glad. We are praying for you. Thank you so much. Okay, so what we're doing today is we're going to create our own backgrounds. And the good thing about that is we've got lots of times to stamp, and we're going to see how we can use what we have. Hey, Sue Moore, good to see you. So I'm going to turn the camera down now so that we can get started on our project for today. Create your own spring backgrounds, okay? So here we go. I have to do a couple of things, to get you looking correctly. So I think you should be looking the right direction and everything. And this is our spring background card that we're going to make I've got several different looks for you. But what I'm using today is the Painted Harvest stamp set. And this initially came out around during the fall one year, and everyone loved it so much. It's been around for several years, and I love it. And I thought we'd make a spring card from it today. And I've had to throw in a bee from my favorite honeybee stamp set. Some of you know I just love that stamp set right now. In fact, I just finished up a class to go called a Quarantine Fun Class to Go, and I've been working like a crazy woman getting everything ready, and the class is just going out in the mail tomorrow. So if you subscribe to that, you'll be getting it shortly, early next week. So here are some other things I've done with the Painted Harvest background, and I'm going to show you how to do this today. So I've just switched out some colors and some card bases, and it just looks different every time. And what I'm thinking about really is us sending cards in place of being able to see people in person. And I know that as card makers, you're trying to do the same thing, so I want to give you some good ideas. And between these two stamp sets, the Honeybee and the Painted Harvest, they have some lovely sentiments for thinking of you, and hello and things like that. Here's a hello one where I used hello. I love that little hello from the Honeybee stamp set. And this one is kind of what I'm going to follow today to show you. I've done the slightest bit of watercoloring on this one, and it just, I think, gives a little bit prettier look. You can certainly do it without. You can use any stamp set as your background. I encourage you to use lots of stamp sets. Here's a different card I've used, and I've tried to use punches for the sentiments. And we've got the little honeybee stuck in there, and I just love that little bee. I thought it looked so much like a spring scene. And so that's why I wanted to. Sheila, hey, good to see you. Brian, how are you? So let's get started and see how we make a spring background card. So we're going to start out with my Fluid 100 watercolor paper, because I'm going to do just a touch of watercoloring with an aqua pen. It's so easy. You don't even have to be a watercolor. You don't have to know anything about it. And I've got my Stampin' Pierce mat out because the stamps we're using from the Painted Harvest set today are photopolymer stamps, and that means that they need a little more cushion. So I'm going to stamp on my Stampin' Pierce mat. Now on my samples, I've used lots of different colors, but the one color I didn't use was blue. And I know there aren't too many blue flowers, but I just thought we'd give a try for a blue flower. So I've got here Balmy Blue. And what we're going to do for our background, there's a little something there. I'm going to get that off. So for our background, we're just going to arbitrarily stamp around here with the flower stamp and just get some of our flowers on there. Create just a little, this is how we create our background, make it a little bit busy. And then we're going to put our centers in. And the little center stamp comes with the Painted Harvest set. And it's meant to be kind of a watercolor look anyway, even if you don't watercolor it. So here's that little center stamp, and I'm using it in soft suede here today. And you don't have to really be going any right or wrong direction. It's supposed to be very loose looking. Put a little center in there. And if you're a perfectionist, it looks a little bit funny, but it won't in a minute, I promise you. So now we're going to put some leaves on. Basically what we're doing is creating our own designer series paper, which gives you such freedom. You're not dependent on different papers you might have in your stash. You can make your very own background paper, which Stampin' Up! Calls designer series paper. Now I'm adding some leaves. This is the leaf stamp in the Painted Harvest set, and I'm using my favorite Granny Apple Green, which I think is such a bright green for spring. I just love it. And you see how I'm just very arbitrary, just like that. And now what I'm going to do is, well, first I think I'll stamp my bees. I just had to put a bee in there, in that it's spring and there are bees around all the flowers. I'm just going to, gosh, I don't even know if I can fit them in hardly. I'll put one little bee there. Let's see where we can fit these bees. Okay, there's another one, and maybe one coming up from the side there. And then I have my trusty Stampin' Blend in Dark Daffodil Delight to give the bee his little part of his little body, his little gold body, like that. You just color in those lines in the Dark Daffodil Delight, and it just makes him look a little bit more real, doesn't it? Okay, now let's do just a touch of watercoloring with our aqua painter. And I'm just going to get my aqua painter out. I'm really not going to apply hardly any water at all. I'm going to dot over here just to be sure there's a little water. And now I'm actually just going to rub. I'm not really pressing out any water. I'm just kind of going over it very lightly. And what it does is, I think it just softens it. You know, it's fine without, but this is kind of a stepped up version. You can do this without the bees. You can do all kinds of levels of this particular card. Whether you just do the flowers alone, or the flowers and the leaves, or you add in the bees, your background can be whatever you want it to be because it's your card. And that's what's so fun. It's really freeing. So I've got my blue shaded, and now I'm going to go in and watercolor a bit of the brown. And one reason is because these little places where it missed, I can color in there. And I actually kind of like the watercolor center more than I like the non-watercolor center. Kind of like that. I want to see who else is over there. Sheila, you like the bees? I do too. I really just can't put them down. They're just out on my craft desk all the time. I just love those little bees. Okay, now we've done the centers. Let's see if I can pull a little more brown in there. And now we're going to do the leaves. And again, I just go over them like that, real messy like. But I love the kind of look it gives, that softness. And I'm even going to go a bit outside, really outside to give the card, the background, a little more color, just like that. And this is so easy, but I think it really, first of all, I think the colors look brighter once they've had a little water applied to them. And there you go, you're done. Isn't that pretty? Now you can use, normally I would let this dry a little bit longer. I'm going to try to get it to air dry for just a minute, and I'm going to show you what I did for the sentiment. For the sentiment, I used the Hello from the B set. I love this Hello, and I embossed it in white embossing powder using Versamark ink, and I put it on soft suede paper because I thought it coordinated really well here. And then I punched it out with a 1-inch circle punch. And after I punched it out, I discovered that it could sit right inside of a flower. Isn't that super cute? I just love that. So what I'm going to do first, though, is let's put our watercolored piece onto a card base. Now you can see from the other samples, for this one I used the card base Lovely lipstick, which is the same color that I stamped the flowers in, and I think that looks really pretty. And then I put a piece of Whisper white cardstock inside to write on. And this is another one of the sentiments. I wanted to give you just a lot of ideas. This was cut out with an oval from the Stitch Shape Ovals, a die. This one, I used Flirty Flamingo ink and Flirty Flamingo background paper for the card base. This sentiment is from Painted Harvest, and I punched that out with a punch. I can't offhand remember the name of that punch. Does anyone know the name of that punch? If you do, just put it out there because I really don't. Then for this one, I stamped it in the beautiful, it's the beautiful light yellow. I didn't write all these down. It's kind of skipping my mind, but they'll be under the YouTube video for you. Starburst, Sunkissed, I don't know. It's one of the colors that's going out, and I used the same color background, and I thought that looked especially springy. And then for this one, of course, was the paper is Purple Posy, and the ink here is Highland Heather. So you can see all the different things that you can do with it, and here is just a white background. So again, for this one, I'm using a white card base also, and I think it's fine because the color that came out with the watercoloring is so pretty. Pineapple Punch, thank you, Sue. I knew somebody would remember it. Thank you, Sue. So I am just going to glue my my watercolor paper, the Fluid 100 paper, right onto my card base. I can remove my pad now, and let's just put that right on there. Now I've cut my inside piece. The watercolored piece is 5 inches by 3 3/4 inches. It gives a little bigger border of the card base. And isn't that just so springy? I'm just ready for spring, aren't we all? Now I'm going to adhere my, whoops, that stuck on my finger. My little hello circle with a Stampin' Dimensional. Let's put that right on there. They are beautiful colors. And I'm gonna pop that right on there. I just think that's super cute. Isn't that adorable? I love that little circle. And what I'm going to do is, for fun, because it's fun to put something inside your card, I'm going to put a little bee on the inside using the soft suede ink. I'm just going to pop this little bee up in there. And I think that's just cute. I didn't bring an envelope here but if you wanted, when you put an envelope with it for sending, you could put some little bees on it. You could use the edges of the flowers. I just wanted to give you an idea of how much fun you can have with just any stamp set. And again, this is the Painted Harvest stamp set. It's one of my all-time favorites. I think Sue Moore, you used it recently on something and we were talking about it. And it's just so pretty. And I wanted to encourage you with this video that you can create your own things. Just go for it, add a little bit of the aqua painter and have fun like I did and just try all kinds of different looks. And you can decide which look is your best, is your favorite. So I was going to ask those of you that are on the call if you would like me to send you one of these cards. Tell me which one is your favorite and I'll send it to you. You'll have to give me your address. If two of you like the same one, I'll just, I don't know if I have time to make another one, but I'll try so that everybody can get the card they want. So there's the one that I showed today, the watercolor hello. There's the purple hello. There is the, what is it, Sue? Pineapple punch. Pineapple punch friend card. There's the Flirty Flamingo friend card, and here's what I did on the inside of that. That has a little bit different opening. This is Lovely Lipstick friend card, like that. I didn't put a B in there. Maybe I'll do it just right now. I think I have a little ink left here. Just pop that little B on there. So that is the Lovely Lipstick friend card, and this color actually was Cajun Craze, I think. The Cajun Craze Thankful card. I thought all of these were great ideas for sending to people we know during this time, during this time that we want to encourage one another, and we need to. You know, everybody wants to get some happy mail. So put down what card you want, and I'll try to send it to you. And I just want to encourage you to stamp, be stamping, BEE stamping during this time, and have a great time. Use your spare time to just use the stuff that you've got in your craft room. And I'll give you a little preview next week, not during the Facebook Live, but next week I'm going to make a YouTube video of my new craft room, which I redid at the end of last year. And so I want you to see all the things that I've done to it. And so over the weekend, I'm going to make a video for you of my new craft room. So I'll be watching on my YouTube channel. If you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel, be sure to do that. So thank you so much for stopping by today. I really appreciate each one of you, and subscribe to this. You can somehow subscribe to this. I think that you want to be notified every time that I go live. And if you go ahead and make some of your own background, some of your own designer series paper, I would love to see it if you post it under this video. Show me what you can do. Okay. Thanks for stopping by today, and have a great weekend. Okay, bye-bye. I have trouble shutting this off here. Oh dear. There we go. Thanks for watching.